Okay, so now that we are done setting up our references, it's time for the first phase of modeling. The first phase of modeling is the blocking phase. So it only has 3 steps: create an object, position the references, or position the object as per reference, and then check all if the references are aligned to your object, then modify or edit the object, which means resize, rescale, or reform them, and then repeat the steps. So let's try it. I'll go here, and then I'll create a cylinder for this part. So I'll just click that one, space bar, and then I'll just, you can turn on this is the X-ray mode to have that transparent, and I will switch to the rotate tool, or the shortcut is E, and then I'll go here in the channel box. So in the channel box, I will test rotate this, so checking which axis is having values. So since rotate X is the one, I'll just type in 90 on rotate X, and then now I can close this, W for move. Next is I'll tap in space bar, I'll go to the front view, and then I will scale within oh, I'll scale using this handle, and as I scale, I will once again turn on the channel box and see here that the translate, or the position XYZ, is 0. So that means the object is in center of the 3D space. So I can close this, because this time I will now align all the references onto my object. So I will just go to the move tool for W and select the front view reference, carefully align it onto my object. I am aligning it to my object because the object that I've created is at the center of 3D space here. So next, I'll go to the back view, so panels, orthographic, back view, and then I'll just select this once more, drag it down there. So just checking, aligning the back view. After I have aligned the back view, so spacebar, I'll go to the right side view. Now I'll switch to the scale tool, or R, so that I can scale this to match the length. So still, I'll use, I'll select the right side view, W for move tool, and then I will carefully position the reference again to align it. There, just checking. Okay, so this is aligned very well. After I have this all aligned, space bar, I'll switch this time to the other side. So this is the right side view. I'll go to panels, orthographic, I'll go to the left side there, double checking. So the left side, I'll slightly adjust, just double check there. Okay, saving my work, and then I'll return to the side view, space bar, this time at the top. I'll select the object, and then I'll use this there, see-through mode. So there's my object. I'll select my reference, and then I'll drag, turning on the edge and faces so I can clearly see the alignment, dragging this here. So double checking, so it's aligned now. I'll go to the bottom view this time, panels, orthographic, bottom view, selecting, pressing F, focus on selected, and then now I'll select the bottom view reference and I'll start to drag, selecting it, just making sure. So that is aligned. There. Okay. So next is, after I have created that object for that part of the gun or my model, next thing I'll do is now I'll create the other parts. Since these references are aligned now, I'll just position the objects that I have created. So this means I will now repeat step 1. I'll create other objects for the other parts. For example, I will need another cylinder for this. So I have the option to just hold shift, no? Select this cylinder, hold shift, and drag along the forward axis or the Z axis there. Then release, and then I can switch this panels orthographic front, and then I can just start moving it to the side here, pressing R, scaling this to follow there, to follow the reference, pressing F, looking at the view or focus on selected carefully, pressing R, scaling again, W, drag carefully there. Let's say that's enough for me doing this. So the next thing is I'll go on to the other view. I'll press R, and then I can scale this, W to drag forward, again R, scale, let's have W, just being careful, and R, scaling. After the scale, I can select this, and then I'll hold shift, and then I'll drag to the other side. Right? One trick that you can do here, to be precise, you can select this, and then you can go to the channel box, look at the value of the axis that you're moving into. So let's say, what axis did we move on to? That's the x-axis. So what I'll do is I'll just copy the x-axis value of this cylinder. I'll copy that, and then I'll select the other cylinder, and then I will paste here the x-axis value of that. Only I will add a negative value, so that there. So that means they are at the center or precise, technically precise positioned. Okay, next I'll just go for this part this time. So again, I'll create this time a box. Here's a box. Now I will just press R, scale, W, move it, R, scaling it, W, dragging down. Again, we are not concerned of accuracy. We just want to create the forms of our the objects, the initial forms, the initial block of our model. So once I'm done with that, right, next is I'll go to the front view to check the wideness of this. R, scale, there it is. Okay, F, focus on selected, drag a bit, there. W for move, so all is fine here. So let's go for our parts here at the back. I'll just hold shift, since they are, if I look at it, since these are appearing to be, this is the bottom view, panels, orthographic, top. Let's look at the top view, reference there. So this appears to be another box, so I'll just select this, hold shift, dragging it, and then repositioning it here. Again, what we are after are objects, are blocks. We are not yet after the detailed form. So we just create, we position, and then we modify. So this is looking okay. R, scale, so it should be fitting. W, there it is. There, I'm going at the top view. I'll press R, rescale it, such. Then W, I will drag this, shift click drag, E, rotate, W. So careful, or scaling it, carefully angling this, R, scale, E, rotate, R, scale, W a bit, R, scale, narrowing it, W, positioning it. Let's say there, that's fine with me. So here now is the initial form of our object. Don't forget to name these parts of the object so that when you import them, they will be organized. Okay, so we are done with the face, with the first phase of our modeling, and that is the blocking phase. I'll see you on the next part.